talks of Fire Emblem and getting stabbed in the back by friends
Aside.
aside. This is episode 59. 59, season 2, episode 1, 2.
2.
2. Episode 1 was last week. Episode 2 is
Episode
today.
1. Yep, there we
2
go.
comes after 1. I know my numbers.
Every episode gets to be season 2, episode 1 from now on. New declaration by Brandon.
God, whatever. I know it's gonna mess up something. Well, fuck it. This week we watched episode 16 of Doro, episode 5 of Fruits Basket, episode 4 of Stars on Mine, and episode 5 of Demon Slayer, which is not going to be the order we're going to talk about.
Don't know why you listed in that order if that's not the order we're doing them in, but you
fine.
nailed it, B.
Doro, Stars on My, Demon Slayer, Fruits
Slayer,
Basket. I
Fruits
keep wanting to say Fruits Basket.
It is Fruits Basket.
Well, that's the thing. I keep wanting to say it like in not in the correct order.
Oh, okay. Now I get you.
I just want to say the name. Which is weird because apparently, well, actually, we'll get into this when we actually talk about it. So let's leave that for later. But let's talk about Doro.
Well, first things first. Let's continue the tradition of doing introductions. I'm Nick.
Man, fuck whatever. My name's Eric. I'm Brandon. Shut up.
Yes.
Damn it.
New channel, new season, new name for Brandon. Hashtag Eric.
I hate my life. I'm two people.
It's so great.
I
that you
live
have
two
two
lives.
first
I'm like
names.
Hannah Montana.
You're like Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
He has two first names.
No. His name is Ricky Bobby.
Yes, and your name is Eric Brandon.
No. See, my name is Eric or Brandon. It's not both. Ricky Bobby is Ricky Bobby. Hannah Montana is Hannah or Miley Cyrus.
Technically, it was Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus.
I didn't want to say Montana again.
But it's her name, Brandon, much like it's Ricky Bobby's name.
Fuck it, whatever. Doro was episode 16, and we are continuing the arc of finding the treasure in some random ass fucking place.
Middle of nowhere place.
Middle of fucking nowhere.
Which, I've got a lot of questions about this arc. There's a lot of plot holes.
While we're following Doro, and kind of Hyakkimaru's just limping away.
Yeah.
What happened was
not really certain where he's going right now.
I don't think he even knows where he's going. He just kind of started walking.
I don't think he does either.
Well, but we do now know that at the end of this episode, we do see that we're gonna get his reunion with his foster dad again. Foster dad, adoptive dad.
Adoptive dad, basically. Yeah.
And then, oh my god, we're gonna get souped up
Prosthetics.
Prosthetics. Yep.
I don't think we're gonna get souped up prosthetics.
He's gonna have fucking like a grappling hook in one arm. He's gonna have like 10 fucking knives in the other. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna turn into a crossbow.
It's gonna be an episode of Pimp My Prosthetics.
Yeah.
We painted flames on your prosthetics, so now you can run real fast.
Vroom. Well, no, he technically has a leg, so it's only flames on one leg. So that one goes really fast, but it's slowed down by the other leg.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening with Hyakkimaru. With Doro, he's having a much grander adventure, where she's getting kidnapped. And then being told to like find out where the map is, or find out where the treasure is.
There is.
Despite the fact that she legitimately doesn't know where it is.
Right.
But
so basically, she got collected by Itachi, the old like comrade of his dad or her dad's whole gang troop, whatever they're called.
Yes. Brigands. And so, despite Itachi saying like, "You're gonna help me fill in this map. Tell me where the treasure is," and Doro's response is like, "I don't know where the treasure is, and I don't have a map on my back. You can see right now." He's like, "I don't believe you. You're coming with me." Despite no evidence to the contrary, he just decides randomly Doro has to have the map somewhere. Oh,
despite being like a 6-year-old.
No, he thinks that Doro like knows about the map.
But she's like 6 years old.
She does, but like she also like fucking leads these people like halfway through the episode, so like they're not the smartest people.
You're very good point.
Like they were about to strand them. They were on a boat, and they just gave up.
They had swords, and they were like, nah, let's just, like, not stab this fish out of the fucking water. Let's just wait in this fucking boat and wait to die. Until Dora was like, you motherfuckers. Just stab a motherfucker in the chest. And they're like, why didn't we think about that? Itachi's not a very good leader either. Itachi's like, oh yeah.
He really is not.
You're just like your dad, but, I can never be like him because I'm a fucking idiot.
I used to follow him around and try and figure out where he was hiding stuff, but I was so shit at it I could never figure it out. Bitch motherfucker, how did you fuck this up?
So, after Itachi kidnaps Dororo, they go to a beach where there's a small village that was basically entirely destroyed by something. And then we meet this kid with no arm, who says, yo, I've got some boats. Those boats over there are destroyed, but I got some good boats. I'll take you out to the cape over there if you give me some money. And then Itachi's like, I'll pay you afterwards. And they shake on it, but not really because he has no hands. So he gets on the boat, and Itachi has a very interesting question, which I might add is a very smart question. There are no oars or oarmen on the boat, so they don't know how they're going to, move. And then, out of nowhere, these sharks come by and just start pulling on the fucking boats. Because apparently this kid's Aquaman.
And there were some big ass sharks.
They're massive sharks. He knew how to take care of them. That kid.
Yeah.
And the sharks are Jibumaru and then Sabumaru.
Yeah.
And then the kid's just kid. I don't know. Yeah.
Guy.
Aquaman. Aquaman basically reveals to them that he killed everyone in the village because the sharks like to eat people now. And then one of the sharks.
Well, first he reveals to them that he thinks of the sharks like his family.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't refuse his family anything. So he gave the sharks his arm. Don't really understand the logic in that one.
He's just fucking crazy.
He's fucking crazy.
He's a character that Alex would really like.
But yeah, now the sharks have a taste for human blood. And so he somehow got them to eat the whole village. Kind of unclear how that happened.
I think we're going to get that in a flashback next episode.
But I think so too.
The first thing that came to my mind is just that the shark just grows human legs and just walks into the village. But
that would be phenomenal. Because as we were in the village, there was a shot of a whole bunch of blood splatter on a wall, and I was like, how the actual fuck did...
So either the kid did it or the sharks did it, which I'm pretty sure the sharks did it because they're demons. Because technically, this episode, there were no demons. There were just really big sharks. Technically, of what we know so far. But, they're fucking demons.
Oh, yeah. Judging by that last little thing with the sharks in his eyeball, they're demons. The sharks on land.
Oh my god.
Land sharks.
Land sharks. So two of the sharks eat one of the boats. And then that's when Itachi just kind of gives up. And then Doro has to, give some inspirational speech about, not being a fucking pussy all the time. And then they finally okay, cool, we'll kill one of the sharks. They kill one of the sharks. They land the boat after using the seats as oars after they break them off. The kid finds that one of the sharks is dead and gets really pissed off. Then he gets ambushed by, the little brigand posse. They beat him up. They find out that Doro is a girl by being very creepy about it. They also then find out that if they heat up her back, you can see the map. Which, by the way, how do they read that map?
I don't know.
It just looks like a tattoo.
How do they read the original one? The original one looked like fucking a massive ass back tattoo.
Right? It just looked like some weird shit.
Yeah.
And then the drawing of the map that he did, I couldn't even understand it. That thing needs a legend because there's some swirlies everywhere. I assume that means whirlpools. I don't know, but there was
I have no idea.
A mountain in the middle, so I guess the whirlpool's up in the sky. I don't fucking know.
Or there was 9 dots in the middle of the map, and I'm like, any one of those could have been the treasure chest, dude. How the fuck do you know where you're going?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue. But now, at the end of this episode, the kid goes over to Jibumaru, who's the one that died, and talks about how, he'll avenge him. And then, Shigumaru?
I thought it was Zabumaru.
Zabumaru? No.
I thought it starts with a Z.
Oh, maybe. I think you're thinking of the one character from Naruto, though. Zabuza?
Maybe.
No, not Zabuza.
I might also be thinking of one of the swords from Bleach.
Oh, well, whatever. that's when the shark kind of just starts going crazy. And starts howling at the moon for his dead brother shark thing. And that's how the episode ends.
And then we see one of his eyes that was purple for some reason. All of a sudden it goes like full black with like a white eyeball now.
It was a very weird eye because it looked human.
It looked very human. Maybe that will also be part of the shark's backstory in that they were actually humans.
Oh, like they're actually his family.
Maybe.
They're his brothers. And
they were cursed by the demons.
Or they are just, yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll find out.
So, gigantic plot hole here.
Yes.
Itachi was, like, obsessed with the fact that there was this treasure that was being hidden. And so, he follows Dororo and Dororo's mom after they meet at the soup stand. And he sees this, like, basic grave in the middle of the red flower field. And decides, for no reason, I'm going to dig that up. And so he digs it up and finds the dead mom, to which he's then like, I'm going to strip her naked and turn her over for completely normal reasons, for non-necrophilia reasons, at which point he sees the back tattoo. Somewhere in all of that nonsense, I'm just going to throw a generic bullshit flag. None of that makes sense.
I went with, I guess he knew about it, because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean, but they didn't do the back tattoo thing until after Itachi had left, because what's-his-name had the crutch, so he already had the fucked up leg.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
So the mom didn't have the back tattoo until Itachi was already gone, so there's no way he could have known about the tattoo.
I don't know.
But, yeah, he just decided he was gonna roll the mom over, and I'm gonna hope it was for non-necrophilia reasons.
Assumed he actually had, like, a map on her?
Maybe.
Let's go with that.
I mean, but then why don't you just go through her pockets? Like, why are you taking her clothes off?
I don't know. Like, even though Itachi's weird, I don't think he's very creepy. Like, he hasn't, like, seemed that creepy. It was weird that he did that.
Yeah.
But, like, from what I've seen with him, he's just kind of, like, a dude who's, like, morally ambiguous and just kind of wants to get some money. But he, like, won't be super weird about it.
He hasn't been, like, overtly creepy, other than the whole Dororo thing, which is kind of weird.
Which even then he was like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah. His reaction was more on the side of, it's weird that your dad decided to raise you like a dude all those years.
Yeah.
Which, you know. I'm not going to levy judgment either way on that one.
Yeah. So now, Itachi's going to die. He's going to get eaten by a shark. That's my prediction.
He's going to get eaten by a shark. Is Hyakkimaru going to make, like, a last-minute return to glory, or is Dororo going to have to go find his ass?
I don't know. Because I think Hyakkimaru, like, that little plane we saw him near, where he was, like, on the crutches and met the one dude, I think that was, like, a similar biome to what we saw in, like, the little montage of Itachi going to the beach.
Right.
So I think he knows somehow where Dororo is.
Okay.
He's following him. He just, you know.
He definitely knows that Dororo is gone.
Yeah.
And I guess the assumption is he's going to follow the road. And so Hyakkimaru probably just turned around and kept following the road. But yeah, the question is he going to be able to make it across the bay to that other island and then find them, you know, probably somewhere near the treasure?
Who knows?
Who knows?
But that treasure isn't money. Like, I'm going to guess it's not money. Because he, like, was talking about, like, how it's, like, filled with power. So it's, like, probably some totem shit. Filled with, like, I don't know, a demon.
Treasure is the friends we've made along the way.
And then the sharks we were fed to.
As long as I'm with you guys, I'm always in the fake bad place. That is not as nice as you think it is.
So, according to the opening, the shark guy's arc is going to end, and it's going to go into the brother, who I forgot his name. Because we saw the moth lady, and then the shark kid, and then other guy.
What is his name?
It's been so long.
It's been so long.
Oh man.
Good old one-eyed brother.
One-eyed Joe.
Who has a name.
Yep.
Fuck.
It's something that ends with Maru.
It is. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah.
We're
just going to keep calling him good old One Eye until we figure it out.
And eventually we're going to go back to him.
Yes. And the dad, hopefully.
But we'll see what happens. And that was Dororo. It's, okay. I'm still okay.
It's still okay.
But yeah, that plot was a little weird. I want
to get back to the main plot line soon.
Yeah, same. I don't mind, like I said last week, I don't mind these episodes. Because I still think it's nice. But, like, the way it just, like, fucking blue-balled you from the main plot was kind of lame.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do? Keep watching, I guess. I don't know. So, we can move on to Sarazanmai.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it is.
What? Did you forget?
I did forget what the next one in the order was. Sarazanmai.
Sarazanmai. We need 3 people for this.
We do need 3 people for this.
God. So, this episode, we find out the backstory for Emo Kid.
Yeah.
And super fucked up.
Sasuke.
Not Sasuke, but even cooler than Sasuke, because he actually kills a motherfucker. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He fucking gets a motherfucker down.
Yeah. He blows some kid's fucking heart out, I guess.
Not a kid. That guy was, like, in his mid-20s.
Was he? I have no idea how old anybody is in this, I'll be honest. Like, I don't even know how old our main characters are right now.
They're, like, late middle school.
Okay. I was gonna say, because they look, like, kind of young as fuck.
Yeah. But I think they're late middle school, so I think they're, like, 14, 13.
But at the same time, like, we have the one dude who's growing weed and fucking killing people, so, like, they could very well be high schoolers.
I mean, if you want to get, like, super pedantic about it, I think if they're third years in middle school, they would be freshmen in American high school.
Yeah.
So.
But even still, yeah. I mean, the dude is just growing his own fucking product in his basement.
It's about the struggle. It's about the fucking grind, Nick. He knows what he's out there
grinding. I gotta say.
He's out there grinding and capping motherfuckers for stepping on his fucking turf.
I know.
At the age of 6?
11?
Really young.
Very young.
So young, in fact, that he, like, should have been blown back by that gun.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. That gun should have fucking jumped out of his hands, basically, is what should have happened.
Well, so, this episode, it starts off with, an actual, like, for sure, what's the word? I gotta think. It's a reinforcement of what's going on with Haruka, wherein we find it's being hit, it's hitting us in the head that he can't walk.
The rest of the parts of the house where it's like, look at how handy capable it is in here. This kid has definitely been in this wheelchair for a while.
I really do like how they were, like, kind of keeping that a secret, though. Yeah. In like very fun ways. Mm-hmm. And with all the camera angles and stuff. But we see that he's watching the fucking dish girl do some shit. And she wants a picture with soba, the soba noodles.
Soba, yeah.
So motherfucker's like, damn, I gotta go dress up like a girl and take a selfie with some soba. Let's fucking go. And he's all about acting like her, like, all the time.
Yeah, as soon as he puts on the fucking drag to be like the girl, the dish girl, he fucking full on the persona.
100%.
The commitment is admirable, I have to say.
Also, the commitment not just face his fucking brother is also 100%. Because he wants to kidnap a girl and take her place for an hour just so that his brother won't find out his stupid secret.
Okay. There is some conflict with that based on the after credits scene, though.
Yes, I don't think he no longer wants to do that.
Yeah.
I
hope he does, because that kidnapping, I really hope we get to see it, because that sounds like it would be amazing.
It'd be an event. But
it would be phenomenal.
So the people he wants to help him out is Emo Kid. Kazuki, I think. Yeah, Kazuki goes to his friend Toy, the Emo Kid, and he asks him, like, here, I've got this plan. You're gonna kidnap this bitch, and then I'm gonna take her place. And the guy's like, why don't you just tell your brother the truth? And Kazuki's like, no, fuck you. Just steal a bitch, and I'll do the rest.
Alright, so first, though, it starts off, like, once again, with the gay overtones of, like, in drag, Kazuki is like, let me take a picture with this soba and then drink this soba broth. And as he's drinking, not Sasuke is watching him drink, and he's like, damn, I just got like a chubby for a dude in drag.
Would that be gay? Because he looks like a girl.
I don't know. I'm not going to put a label on it, but...
Whatever. He seemed to have liked it a little bit.
Not Sasuke definitely seemed conflicted about his feelings about a dude in drag that he was digging on.
For sure, that is true. I forgot to mention that part, but yeah. So we also get flashbacks in between this, where we find out that Toy, his parents are dead. He lives with his grandparents or some relatives, and that his brother's actually like a criminal, like full stop,
straight up,
full stop criminal. Does a bunch of shit, and that he's kind of has like a very conflicting relationship with his brother. Like he really looks up to his brother, but his brother kind of like is more aloof, and also is like not really trying to. I don't think he wants his brother to be like him, or he does. I don't know, because one mantra that's kind of hit home this episode is that bad people always survive. Good people won't survive, I think was the mantra.
That was, not Sasuke's mantra, and his brother's mantra.
Yes, by extension, it was his, because his brother told him about it.
Oh.
And this leads to him to have kind of a morally ambiguous view on the world, where as long as he survives, it's okay, even if he's a bad person. We find out that his brother stole some money from a drug dealer and gave it to his family so that they could keep the soba noodle running, soba shop running. And that's... am I missing anything? Because that's basically almost all of it. And then, we get halfway through the episode where, it becomes the last episode again, and the last episode before that, because we have the fucking police station song, then we have the fucking Stars on My song, and then we have, like, what's actually interesting is... when we find out that Toy actually killed someone with a gun, like full stop, he took out a loaded gun, walked over to find out where his brother is, and shot a motherfucker. Shot a motherfucker.
Shot
a motherfucker.
Okay, so he didn't just straight up like turn a corner and just blow some motherfucker away.
Yes. He faced him like a man.
He was like running through the tunnels trying to get away after overhearing that these gang members were looking to kill his older brother.
Yeah.
And after he gets cornered in this well, not cornered. After he gets like found out in this tunnel by the gang leader, and the gang leader's like, "Come here, little boy," not in a creepy like I'm gonna diddle you way, but in a I'm gonna murder you way, or use you as a hostage to murder your brother sort of way.
Or like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here, boy?
I kind of think he knew that he was the younger brother.
Possibly. They didn't have the same hair.
Yeah. And I'm assuming they've hung out, like, the gang leader has seen the older brother and the younger brother together at some point knowing the older brother, so I'm assuming that he knew, and he could use this as a hostage. So that was the part where Toy then pulled out the gun and blew him away. But it was one shot, like, center mass. That was when the brothers showed up and put 2 more rounds, because, I mean, it's one of the rules, double tap.
Double tap. Well, triple tap, technically it did.
It was technically triple tap, yes. Double tap is technically, in the Zombieland rules, just do whatever you have to do a second time to ensure that they're dead.
And that's when his brother basically kind of says, I killed him. Don't worry about it. You're not a murderer. It was me. I did it.
He was still technically alive. I then shot him, and now he's dead. Therefore, my kill.
Which kind of shows off that he, like, kind of doesn't want his brother... I think it shows off that his brother doesn't want Toy to be kind of part of that world. Which I think is why he doesn't really want him hanging out with him. He doesn't want his younger brother to hang out with him. Because he wants him to, just kind of be a normal kid.
Yeah.
Which worked out fantastic, because now this kid's selling weed.
Yeah.
And still, like, carrying on the fucking gun.
He's selling herb, Brandon, please. Herb. But yeah, then there's the second half of the episode with this dude who was stealing bath water because he wanted to make soba noodles out of used bath water.
Oh, yeah.
Which was fucking weird.
No, not soba noodles out of bath water. Soba noodles out of one girl's bath water.
Yeah, specifically his ex-girlfriend's.
Yeah.
See, he wanted to get his ex-girlfriend's used bath water and then use it to make technically the broth for soba, I believe. but still, some real weird stuff. But then we get to the end of the episode, which basically just has the cops more or less saying that they're going to try and like create an enemy specifically to throw at these kids. So we'll see if next episode there's like a new sort of big bad with a new fight pattern to it.
Let's hope so. One we'll see for another 5 episodes, and then they'll change it up again.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so. At least give us this.
I know, right?
Look, at least this time...
Even if they only change up like every 3 episodes, I would be okay with that.
Like, at least in this episode, they didn't like have the hands. They just have the soba noodles like being thrown at them.
Mm-hmm. There was also like this weird sequence with like closing the soba pots where they were like trying to put lids on like, you know, very carefully onto like the noodle bowls.
Like it was in slow-mo. I didn't really get it.
I didn't get it either. It was very cinematic though. But when they crash land in the back, there was another bowl sitting back there for no reason.
So, you know, the little changes that they're adding, but like ultimately it's still the same fucking scene.
Yeah, it's the same fight scene happening around all these little changes.
But once that
ends, then we get the after credits, where Choi basically says, or I'm sorry, not Choi.
Kazuki.
That was the before credits. Yeah. Kazuki basically offers to give Choi his silver plate of hope that they need to collect for a wish, because he no longer wants it, because he claims that he hates Haruka now, which we will see what that actually means, because that has some weird implications for what I was expecting for the show.
He hates Haruka because like he's crippled. I assume it's gonna go with that. Like it's just a lot of work to take care of him.
Right.
And he kind of resents him for that.
Well, like my operating theory from last episode was that he felt weird around Haruka because he was the one who caused Haruka to become crippled.
It's still possible that's still true.
It's true, but it would be real fucked up if you hate a kid who you caused to be crippled.
Well, he is also a kid himself who's like very emotional. So it's still out in the jury here to find out like what's exactly going on, because his arc is probably going to be him like not hating his brother anymore.
I think so.
Like him growing up and finding out that he's kind of being a little dick.
I mean, but like, there's a big difference between like, you know, if my brother has been crippled his whole life, yeah, I can understand like, you were born crippled and it's dragging this family down. I could kind of like, I understand it. It's another thing entirely if you were the one who caused your brother to get crippled and then had the audacity to be like, I hate you because you're dragging this family down by being crippled. It's like, bitch, motherfucker, no. You were the one at fault because you caused him to get crippled.
Well, yeah.
You're like passing the blame. It's your fault for being there.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's probably passing the blame. That's exactly what he's doing.
It's real jacked up, though.
It's supposed to be jacked up. Well, anyways, he says that, but before that, we do get a funny scene where he's eating the cucumber, because Cap was like cucumbers, apparently.
Oh, yeah. They were both, the Kappa, you know, lizard thing, or frog thing, and Kazuki were both munching on some cucumbers.
I think
while Choi was having, like, a philosophical breakdown.
It's Toy, not Choi.
What is it? Choi? What is it?
T-O-I.
T-O-I? Okay.
T-O-I.
Toy.
And that was Sarazan Mai. The wonderful little weird thing that it is.
Yeah. It's only 20 minutes, and it simultaneously does and does not feel like 20 minutes.
It doesn't feel like 10 minutes for the first half, and then it gets super long towards the last half because I've just seen everything.
Exactly, yeah. Like, the first half of it goes by so fast because it's fascinating, and it's all so fucking weird. The second half of it is the same thing I've seen a million times. It takes forever.
I was legitimately like thinking of skipping parts this episode.
I might start next episode if it's the exact same stuff.
I might start, like, want skipping through. Because I'm holding out hope that they're going to like start subverting some of these like scenes in different ways. Like,
I will slowly skip through the first couple times, but stuff like the cops sing along, that it just feels like they're trying too hard to make into some sort of like idol dance thing. I'm really just not in love with that scene.
I liked it the first time.
I liked it the first time. I'm just not in love with it as a repetitive scene.
Not the third time.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that one really bad dance from Zombieland Saga.
It does, kind of. You're not wrong.
Like, we did it once. We don't need to do it again.
It was the same dance
Cut
every time.
in, Nick.
Cut in. Except for when it was Lily's dance, and it was actually good.
Well, there were a couple of good dances. Like, there's Lily's dance. There was the one other group we didn't care about's dance.
There was the other dance they performed at the concert before everything got fucked up, and they performed Cut In instead.
Oh my god.
The bait and switch. That was awful.
God. Well, once again, Thou Stars on My, the wonderful little weird...
Whatever it is.
Yeah. A show that we're watching.
Yeah. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think Jeffrey would like this type of show. He definitely, I think, has like a
humor, a sense, like a style that appeals to him.
Yes. It would very much appeal to him. He's kind of like predisposed to these types of shows, like Sergeant or like Detective Fart or whatever it was. Like he was very tickled by that.
The Butt Detective.
The Butt Detective. And I feel like this sort of has like a similar kind of weirdish thing to it.
Yeah.
So, moving on to Demon Slayer, where in this episode there's less action. Much less action, because we just finished up the action sequence fighting the arm demon thing. And this one, it's kind of going through his journey back home and kind of him relaxing for a little bit. But the episode starts off with him, once again, killing the arms demon, and we kind of get a flashback to the of the demon, of Arm Demon's backstory.
Arm Demon's backstory,
yes.
Back when he was just... good old two-arm demon.
Good old two-arm demon. Also still a human, kind of.
Also, yeah.
There
was the further backstory before that of when he was still human.
And they really kind of try to make you feel for the demon, because that's exactly what's going on with Tanjiro.
I don't know if it's like a feel for the demon, but it gives you that sense of like... It reminds you that they are still human.
Yes, that's exactly what's supposed to happen, because that's how Tanjiro feels. Like, one reason that Tanjiro is special, at least according to the fucking teacher, is because like he actually like had, you know, empathy for the demons.
Yeah. And
this is what they're trying to do, is they're trying to drive it home with this scene where like he even prays for the demon to go back to reincarnate as someone
to be reborn and not become a demon again.
Yeah. So that was a very nice little touching scene that I liked. After that, he tries to talk to other demons to try and figure out like how to get his sister back to, you know, normal. And these demons just, I guess, don't really care. They're like, fuck it, I want some fucking food.
I like the mental imagery of him running around with the sword. He's like, tell me how to make my sister human, as he's just murdering them all repeatedly.
Why won't you tell me?
I'm just trying to ask you. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior?
So after all that happens, he finally gets to the little grove of Wagnaria, is what it's called, right? Wagnaria?
Yeah.
A little fucking
Wisteria trees,
Wisteria.
Yes.
Wagnaria is different. That's the show we watched, Working.
Yes. Working.
So they get there, and he sees 3 other people. The one butterfly girl, yellow boy. That sounds a little racial. And then,
I mean, but he's wearing all yellow.
Yeah. And then fucking what's his kid? Oh my god.
Bakugo.
There you go. Bakugo, but in this show, oh god, he keeps also doing the same voice.
But in this show. Oh yeah, it's the same voice. That dude has one voice.
That dude has exactly one voice.
Although, to be fair, they're all kind of been the same character. Between Bakugo, Zack, and now this kid, they're all the same character. So maybe he has another voice for a different character style.
Yeah, at this point, it's starting to get a little grating, because I'm just like, I
know.
It's the same dude again.
Well, it seems like he's going to be more of like a side
background
antagonist-ish character, so
kind of like
hopefully he won't be fucking tagging along being a bitch all the time.
A rival.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, not like a Bakugo rival. Though.
Yeah.
More like just a shitty little rival that's just off in the corner. Even though it doesn't
more
really
like Gary from Pokemon, where like once every blue moon he'll show up and be like, I still exist. You beat him back down into submission.
But Gary always beat Ash.
Well, I know, but I'm more talking about Gary in the games.
I guess so.
Where he just rolls up out of nowhere and he's like, "Fucking fight me, nerd!" You just kick the crap out of him. He's like, "We're still close. We're still evenly matched." It's like, dude, I just one-cycled you.
Actually, Nick, that's Blue, not Gary.
Die. Fall to pit. Die screaming.
But anyways, we also see that Tanjiro, like, is much better than this kid. Like, he breaks his arm with one fucking hand. So, like, Tanjiro's, like, already, like, leagues above fucking Scar Kid.
Yeah.
We'll see that Yellow Boy, his go-to phrase is, "I'm gonna die and I'm not happy about it."
Uh-huh.
A little anxiety-ridden kid who's gonna get super annoying, I think. I hope he doesn't. Because I kind of like his design. It looks kind of cool. I'm a fan of it.
Just judging by, like, the intro, he clearly has, like, a more serious aspect to him.
Yes. And I think he has already gone through training that's similar to Tanjiro. Because he had, like, that robe. Like, he was kind of trained by someone.
Yeah, the style robe. Where, like, Tanjiro has the water style robe. He clearly has, like, a lightning style robe on.
Which makes sense because, you know, in the opening we see him use some, like, lightning thing.
Yeah.
So he might, like, already be pretty good, too. For sure he's, like, at least good to make it through, because only 5 people were told made it in this exam. And
it's weird, because there were only 4 kids standing there.
I think, like, Boarhead Kid is just there, too. But we don't see him.
Oh, we just don't see him?
Yeah. And then we've got Butterfly Girl, who's just there.
Yeah. She's gonna have some weird arc later, I'm sure.
Her eyes are weird. I don't like them. Like, everyone else...
She's different.
Everyone else has, like, cool eyes. Like, even the little fucking, like, doll girls have, like, cool eyes because they've got the Rinnegan thing going on. But she just has weird fucking eyeballs, dude. But...
Why are you being so mean to her?
I don't know. It's
basically bullying.
She's just weird. I don't like it when she, like, looks at the camera.
I don't like things that are different. It makes me feel weird. You're oppressing me by being different.
Get away from me. We also find out in this episode that they also get assigned their own crows, except for Electric Boy, who gets assigned a sparrow.
It was nice seeing, not the main character getting dicked on by the show for once. Because usually it's the main character who gets dicked over in the show, where it's like, oh, you get the shit crow, and oh, we don't have enough, metal for everybody, so you'll get your sword, like, in a week or something. For once, it was actually the side character who got shafted. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, even in this, like, Tanjiro, like, right now is, like, from what we've seen, like, peak of the peak, I think. Like,
I think so.
He's really fucking cool. Which is kind of a nice way to, like... it's nice to see this instead of, like, having just an underdog the entire time. Like, at some point, I think he might be an underdog. But, like, he's just so far just a cool character. A very reliable so far. Because, like, let's compare him to, like, the first arc Naruto, or first arc fucking guy from Bleach. They were fuck-ups. Yeah. They're, like, absolute fuck-ups.
Yeah. Ichigo was really cool in, like, isolation of, like, when it was just him cruising around his town. Like, even then, actually, he wasn't. Because he got fucking his shit kicked in by Uryu, basically, in their 1v1 duel. But then when fucking Renji and Byakuga showed up, and he just got fucking wailed on in a half a second, it really emphasized, like, the power gap between, like, Ichigo is a fucking scrub lord.
Yeah.
So, like, for one see a, like, shonen-esque show in which your character starts out, isn't, like, lauded as super overpowered, but is just, like...
He worked for it.
Very competent.
Yeah, like, we saw him work for that shit, and I'm fucking proud of him.
Exactly. It feels earned.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially because, like, it's one of the few times in which, like, it's not, like, you're going to go into the time temple and train for 24 hours, but it'll feel like a long time. This time it was actually like, yeah, you're going to train for an actual year and a half. Have fun.
Go out in the bamboo forest, don't come back until you break the rock.
Like, this is some actual legit, like, actual time got spent, and you can, like, actually see it in terms of, like, how long his hair grew and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it feels genuinely earned, that I feel like a lot of anime doesn't usually feel earned in the same way.
Mm-hmm. So after he, like, finds out how to pick his ore, he goes, he starts going back home, because, the exam is over, he's going to get his sword at some point, and, he walks home. We get a scene where he's kind of, like, struggling, but, he picks himself back up and just keeps on going. Once he gets home, we see that Nezuko wakes up, just kicks down the door, and goes over to hug his brother. And we get a very nice touching scene where the sensei, like, comes up too and just hugs him too. Like, the relationship they have right now is, like, one of the best ones I've seen. Like, at least, like, teacher-student wise.
And, like, around the mask, you could see that, like, the teacher was crying.
Yeah. Like, the way that they set up this relationship in the past, like, just in 2 episodes, is fucking awesome. Like, he really feels like, kind of like a foster father already.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, genuine emotion there, and I really liked it.
And it's interesting, like, how much we as the audience can, like, pick up on that, despite, like you said, it's only been 2 episodes.
It's only been 2 episodes, and we haven't even seen his face.
Yeah. And still, you can get, like, that much feeling out of it.
It's very well done.
Very well.
Yeah. I'm fucking loving it. But after that, the episode kind of ends in a more humorous note where the Smith brings him his sword, kind of talks about some random bullshit about, being kissed by fire or whatever, for having red hair. He kind of puts him in, getting a fight, because I think his sword doesn't turn out to be red or some shit. Yeah. Because it means he's, like, actually...
Smith is just, like, a crazy person, basically, who's just obsessed with swords, and I guess for whatever reason just really wanted to see a red sword. I guess maybe he's never seen one before. And so he was hoping that because... the main character has red hair and red eyes, that he was also going to have a matching red sword. And so it comes up all black, to which they both kind of have the reaction of like,
oh shit,
it's weird, but you're not like super fucked, I guess.
I feel like it's kind of a bad omen. Like, I think you'll survive.
It doesn't look like it's the absolute worst. They kind of had the reaction of like, it was almost next to being the worst possible the worst possible color, but it wasn't quite that bad. Yeah.
I wonder what.
So they both had that reaction of like, it could be worse. It's not great, but it could be worse.
Maybe white is like the worst color, or the best color. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, maybe if it's like all black, like pitch black, you're like fucked.
Maybe.
But since his is only almost mostly black, they're like, you'll be fine. You can walk it off, whatever happens, I'm sure.
I was hoping it'd just be blue. His whole thing with the water.
I was kind of expecting it.
Yeah.
But the black sword sort of lends itself to, like, something potentially interesting happening with it.
Definitely. So I'm excited to see what's going on with that. And then we get teased for the next, I guess, arc or episode where he has to go find out why a bunch of girls are missing in this town. Presumably it's the demons doing it.
Presumably. But they're doing some fucking expert level kidnapping because they ganked that girl while she was walking next to that dude and he didn't notice.
Yep.
And they were talking to each other and she got stolen and he didn't notice for like 5 steps. So that was some expert level kidnapping right there.
We'll find out what's going on next episode. Demon Slayer is fucking awesome.
Demon Slayer is fucking phenomenal.
It still looks like eye candy too. Like it just has not gotten bad.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, like, based on the opening, we know that at some point, the main character is going to team up with Lightning Kid and Boar Kid. It'll be interesting to see, like, how that comes into play.
Like, the dynamic between the three?
Yeah. And, like, how do they meet up and, like, decide to team up? Or do they get put together because of, is that how things happen in the Demon Slayer community? Like, It'll be interesting to see how that sort of comes into fruition.
Nezuko's also seen, like, walking with them, so maybe she also kind of joins in.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping
that's also part of the thing, like, how does Nezuko's whole thing factor in? Because she's a demon, and most of them probably aren't going to be chill with, like, yeah, this is my sister. She's half demon right now.
And, like, apparently also, like, has to sleep a bunch because, like, she doesn't want to eat people.
Uh-huh.
So the only other option is to just be comatose for 1.5 years.
Yeah. Hibernate for, almost literally 2 years.
So we'll see what happens with that. I'm excited to see Michael Jackson as our main villain soon.
You keep referring to him as Michael Jackson.
He looks like Michael Jackson.
I'm not going to be able to get it out of my head when he finally shows up.
He's going to show me like, hey, hey.
I was going to say, if he does not show up and go, hey, hey, I'm going to be so upset.
He's going to show up, and he's going to have a hand on his hat, and, like, that's going to be his, like, introduction shot. The eyes are going to be covered up with shadow, and he's going to open his eyes through his hand.
One hand on the hat, one hand on the hip.
Yeah.
With, like, a slight lean forward.
Yep, and then you see his eyes open up. It's going to be fucking hype. For that episode, they're gonna play Smooth Criminal as the ending.
We are already getting excited for something that will definitely
not gonna happen, and I'm hyping myself up for something that's gonna presumably make me upset. I'm gonna be upset for how he's introduced, or she.
Yeah, it's not at all gonna play out this way, and that's all we're gonna be able to talk about when he shows up.
This fucking reminds me of when Killer Queen was introduced in JoJo. They had this cool fucking shot, immediately followed by the worst looking fucking frame I've ever seen. And they edited it there, and I was so pissed off. I'll show you after this, but
okay.
God damn, it still pisses me off.
That is phenomenal.
So let's
I love how many things like this. How often this happens to you, where like there will be a moment in a show or movie that's like this is the ending
like
moment,
peak. It's
and
like,
then a cut in to like one last thing, and then fucks it up for you.
Right? Like it peaks and then it just fucks everything up.
I love how often this happens to you.
Well,
speaking of that, speaking of apropos of nothing, when does Godzilla come out?
25 days.
Okay, cool.
3 weeks. About.
All right, that's all I wanted to know.
So, let's move on to something that's not shonen, but a
shoujo, basically.
Yes, okay. I was trying to figure out what the girl one was. It's not josei, because josei's for like older women usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoujo. In Fruits Basket, which apparently is a game.
Yeah, apparently. As children.
I feel like we're missing out on like a huge part of this episode because I don't know how to play Fruits Basket.
I mostly understand the concept of how it's played based on that scene. I just don't understand exactly what about it is like a game.
So like,
basically.
Yeah, wait, so you give everyone a fruit or whatever, and you just say their fruit, and then what happens? Like, what do you do? Like, I don't understand, like, what the point of it is.
I guess they, like, run into the middle and do something with the other fruits, and, like, people, like, change chairs, I guess, because you saw people, like, going across the middle to the other sides. Like, I'm assuming it has something to do with, like, running across and, like, changing chairs and being a kid.
But, like, he called out, like, apples, and then 5 kids came up, but he only called 1 kid an apple.
I know. I don't fully understand the concept of it.
We should figure out how to play Fruits Basket, just to understand this episode.
I understand the concept is that you have to call out the name of things in order to participate.
For a second, I thought it was like Duck Duck Goose. So I was very confused when it was like apple, cherry, fucking something else, a rice ball, umami to fucking octopus. I was like, this doesn't make sense. There's only 2 ducks and 1 goose. It's Duck Duck Goose. But whatever, we'll definitely have to find out how it's played. Yes. I did understand the analogy of a rice ball not belonging in the Fruits Basket, though, because see that doesn't really like need you to understand the game. It's a very universal sort of thing. But as a quick summary, in this episode, we find out that our main character Toru can now move back home with her grandfather because the house is almost all renovated. She's kind of upset by this because she kind of really wants to stay with the other guys. She's starting to feel at home there. When she goes back home, we find out that her family's kind of fucking pieces of shit.
Excuse me. Yeah,
they're kind of douches.
Well, it's also important to note. It's also important to say that Toru feels like she wants to stay with the Somas, but because of her personality, she can't bring herself to say that she wants to stay. And because of their personalities, the 2 high school boys, neither of them can say, we want you to stay.
Yes, because everyone's a tsundere in the show.
Yeah, basically. Well, it's more like everybody just has, like, emotional baggage.
Yes.
Very understandably, as you will learn more about the Soma family, you'll understand why they're so fucked up. But basically, it's super, like, almost pseudo-abusive, if you haven't picked up on the undertones that Yuki has been, like, putting down.
Yeah.
It's, like, pseudo-abusive, emotionally, at least.
Is it pseudo-abusive if it's just abusive?
I mean, it's hard to say.
Okay, well...
It's hard to say because they do have that whole, like, we can't exactly go around, like, showing everybody that we're cursed and turn into animals when people hug us thing. It's just, like, the level to which they go to protect their family is like excessive. So it's hard to say where exactly the line between like, it's understandable, to protect the family versus like, all right, now you're just abusing children is exactly.
Okay.
But we'll see as we go on.
Well, yeah.
More about that.
In the first episode, no one can be like straight with each other because they just they just don't want to. Toru because she doesn't want to be selfish. The other two because they just kind of don't want to. They have red hair kid because he doesn't just like confronting the fact that he kind of like likes her, or like the fact that he just wants her to stay. And Yuki to a sort of similar extent as well. Toru goes back home. We see that there's kind of some friction between her and the rest of the family. The mom's kind of looking out for her son and wants basically. I think this is going to parallel what's going on with the Somas, where she really wants him to succeed, and one of those things is basically not being associated with Toru or Toru's mom.
Yeah.
And whatever the fuck they're doing. We also find out that her cousin, the guy, is kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like, really weird.
Really weird. I do not remember this scene, I will say. I don't remember her family being like this weird, like, douche lordiness.
Like, the girl, like, her female cousin, like, wasn't that bad. She was just kind of there.
Uh-huh.
But, like, the mom, yeah, like, I can understand her, like, not wanting her to be, like, alone with a bunch of men. That kind of makes sense, but, like, it's not because she fears for her safety. It's because it looks bad on her and her son.
Yeah.
That's where, like, it's kind of shitty. And then the son's, like, really asked her if something happened to her in a really weird tone. And I felt very uncomfortable.
It was definitely not a question you ask your cousin. Just gonna go ahead and put that out there.
It's a question, you could ask that in a specific tone. He didn't ask in the right tone. He didn't
I don't think it is asking you a question you could ask in a specific tone. Like, it's just not his business to know.
I feel like you could ask, "Are you okay?" That's the tone that, like, he should have asked it in, not "Tell me all about it."
Not, did they do anything impure to you? Like,
yeah.
It was fucking just...
I had to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah, it was unsettling.
To which Grandpa comes for the save and then slaps the shit out of him because, rightfully so, he's being a fucking dick.
Yeah, he's acting like a little shit.
And then the Grandpa's like, don't listen to them. They're a bunch of shitty people. If you want something, tell me, and, it's okay if you want something.
Right.
You're a person. Don't be worried. She kind of confides in him, tells him that she does want to live with the Somas because she actually feels at home with them. And Grandpa's like, that's okay. And then Yuki comes in and is like, yo, let's go home, bitch. You're mine now.
Home, bitch. But then we get the cut back in time to see the Soma side of thing.
Yeah, where they're very very gripey about it, like, in their own way. They're very upset.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, upset. They're very angsty.
Melancholy was the way that the author dude put it. I'm just gonna call him an author. I don't know if that is what he does, actually, but I'm just gonna say
he dresses like an author.
He dresses like one.
I guess melancholy, but melancholy for me at least is usually like more a calm sadness. And this one they were agitated. Is the way I would put it.
Kinda.
They were antsy. So Yuki takes the note because the note apparently tells him like where she is or like how they can find her.
Well, it's her new address.
Yes.
She specifically gave it to them as, this is my new address in case you need something.
Mm-hmm. So they both go over, and they're fucking idiots because they can't find it. They're going all over the place. And they only find out how to find her address after they both, like, realize that, hey, it's under construction, so it's going to be the only house that looks like it's under construction.
Right. They suddenly remember that conversation we had a day ago where she said the words, my house is finished construction, and there's one house in this street right where her house should be that's under construction. Where could her house be?
Also, funny note, in the background of red-haired kid running, you see the house. Like, just right there.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh my god, that is phenomenal.
So they finally figured it out. They, like... also, one other thing. They're like, we don't see the nameplate anywhere. Maybe we haven't checked the one house where the nameplate isn't perfectly shown. Like, it's covered by something.
Right.
So they finally go over. They like do a little like thing where they kind of they feel the plate and they're like, Honda, cool, she's here. So they hear the spat inside. So they decide to kind of like sneak their way around the window to hear what's going on. Mm-hmm. And fun fact, in the earlier scene, you see them in the background too.
Oh, really?
You see the shadow. Yeah, they're actually there.
Oh, cool.
Someone in Reddit picked that up, and I went through it and saw it again, and they were right.
That is some solid consistency.
Very good, yeah, exactly. So they hear her like talk about how she actually wants to stay with them, and they're moved by this. Once Yuki finds out, or once Yuki hears like how kind of shitty her fucking cousin is, he kind of takes her outside. And apparently his cousin or her cousin's surprised that he's a dude. I didn't really get that part.
Well, because when Yuki first showed up, he was like, hot chick.
Oh, okay.
So when he finds out he's a dude, he was like having, gay panic in terms of like, I can't believe I, momentarily was attracted to a guy.
I missed that part, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
When Yuki first shows up, they all have like a reaction shot or like a reaction moment of like saying something, and the cousin says, "Beautiful woman," basically, Bijinona.
You're watching You're not watching the dub?
No, the dub doesn't come out fast enough. I rewatched the dub later. I rewatched the dub like in the middle of the week.
I watched it. I should not say where I watched it. Let's leave that aside. I'll tell you what's later.
You watch it on Funimation, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
That's where it's aired. Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I watched it. Anyways. Fuck, I gave myself away.
No, we saved it. We definitely saved it. You watch the dub on Funimation where it's aired.
Okay, I'll just get the part up. That part happens, and then the timelines sync up once again. They grab her stuff, they decide to go, and this is where she has her emotional moment with both Yuki and Rio. Kyo. Who's Rio? Kyo? Really, Kyo?
Yeah, Kyo. Kyo, yes.
Huh. I've been hearing Rio for some reason. Anyways, Kyo and Yuki, she tells them like how she didn't want to be selfish and how she didn't want to like stay with them because she didn't feel like it was her place to say. And then, then they tell her, it's completely okay. It's okay if you want what you want. Which is the big theme of this episode was, it's okay to want things.
Yeah.
It's okay to be you.
It's not selfish to actually, have an opinion about your life.
Yes, because it is your life.
Right.
And it ends with them holding hands and walking back to the summer house. Mm-hmm. And a very nice little...
Apparently it ends with them, they get back, and they both, are tsundere about it again when Author discloses that they both got all antsy when Honda went away, and they were so sad and moped around the house all day. Which neither of them can admit that they were sad about her leaving.
Mood.
I will say it was good. It was interesting to see the whole scene with the Soma twins or the Soma pair as they, creep around the house and figure out what's going on and try and bring Honda or Toru back. Because none of that was in the original show. In the original show,
or manga,
I did not know that.
Yeah, apparently. Well, according to some commenters, that is my source on Reddit. It did not happen in the manga either.
Okay. But it definitely didn't happen in the original series, which is what I have seen. It just has Yuki show up and they, leave together, all three of them. But you're always left wondering, like, where the fuck did they come from? Like, why did they... you understand why they're there, but you're kind of left wondering, like, how do they know to show up at that moment, essentially? So it was cool to see, in terms of this show showing you how they knew to show up right then. And why they were there and all of that. Yeah. So it was cool to see. Plus you got to see their, like, emotional sort of getting over themselves and deciding that, like, going to find their friend and bringing her back home was, more important than their pride or their own, like, sort of self-doubt or self-pity or whatever you want to call it.
Self-pity, I think it was. Because they were just kind of moping around. They're like, our friend left me. Or less.
Right. So they were throwing a pity party for the two of them. So it was good to see them sort of. It was interesting to see their, like, emotional struggle to overcome it as well.
Definitely. Damn, I love this show so much.
It is still phenomenal. I still adore it. I'm so glad that it's going to be a full adaptation.
Yeah, we're getting 60 episodes of this fucking show. It's awesome.
We're going to get to see fucking all sorts of things about the mom. We won't probably... I don't remember if we get to see the dad very much. I don't think Toru's dad did anything of importance, as I recall.
Well, he died pretty early, if I remember right.
Yeah, he died when she was, like, a baby. And
we also do see her dad this episode, too.
Yeah, we see the back of her dad's head.
Mm-hmm. And we also... something else that I guess might come in later is that the grandpa calls Toru by her mom's name.
Yes. We also... If it hadn't been confirmed before this point, it was now confirmed that, yeah, Toru's mom was definitely in a gang.
Earlier in her life.
Earlier in her life, she was in a ladies' gang.
Yeah. And she probably had one of those fucking goonish bicycles with the fucking hardware on them. I still think they're fucking tacky as shit.
I can respect that.
So, those were all the episodes this week. They're all pretty good. Like, I think all the shows we're watching right now, like, are at least none of them are bad at all. They do have their down moments, especially with Stars Online, like the recurring scenes. Doro last week with those last 2 episodes, looking kind of weird. But this episode looked kind of nice. I think I didn't think I saw anything off. But at least so far, they're all consistently okay at the very least.
Okay. The game of Fruit Basket.
Hit me.
All right. Players are divided into equal-sized groups, each group having the name of a fruit. A circle is formed with a number of chairs equal to 1 less than the number of players. Players sit on the chairs, ensuring that members of the group are evenly distributed around the circle. 1 player will be left without a chair and will stand in the center of the circle. The player in the circle calls the name of one of the fruits. All of the players have to stand up and move to another seat in the circle. The player in the center must attempt to take one of the free seats while the other players are moving. A new player will then be left in the center, enabling the game to repeat. If any player fails to move, they are required to move into the center, yada yada yada. Instead of stating the name of a fruit, the player in the center may call Fruit Basket turnover, in which case everybody must move to a different seat.
Huh.
So basically, by making Toru the rice ball and never calling her name, it basically ensured that she always won at the game. Or, well, actually...
There's no winning.
There's no winning. She's just left in the middle. She never got to participate. Never mind. I was thinking it was more like, musical chairs in which people get knocked out every round.
No one gets knocked out. It's just that the person who doesn't get a seat becomes the next,
right.
Caller, yeah. What's important is that she never got to play the game.
She never got to play the game at all.
Kids can be real shitty. Well, it's time for our weekly selling out, and I've got a couple of sellouts here. 2 that two are kind of conjoined, and then one of them is just something I told my friend I would do. So number one shout out to this week is Shueisha has a free manga, like an official manga page library, basically online, where you can just read shit, and it's super good. Like, the quality's pretty good. They show you like when things are going to come out. Like, it's a simul release. It's a simultaneous release as like the Japanese pages.
Wow,
so it's really cool. I really fucking like it. So you should definitely check that out, because there's this one manga on it called Spy X Family, which is phenomenal. There's 4 chapters out, and I've enjoyed every single chapter so far. It's fantastic.
Okay.
I've been loving it so much. I read it this morning, and while I was in bed, I was like, it was just happy feelings and fun. It was great. And all right. My last shout out is to David. He wanted me to shout out to him because he wants to prove that he watches these things. And the secret word is Shueisha. So there we go.
Well, I guess that sort of throws off mine, because I was going to shout out to the other 1 subscriber to the new Anime Book Club channel, because I went to subscribe to it today and noticed that somebody had gotten there before me. So I was going to shout out to you, but I guess it's David, so we can't exactly double up on shouting out to David.
Yeah, that was David. That was yesterday night, right?
I just went today.
Oh yeah.
So I only saw it today.
Yesterday night he subscribed to it.
Okay. So it was you were also going to be my shout out. If I had gone first, he would have gotten 2, but instead he only gets the 1 because, you know, he doesn't deserve 2 yet.
Yeah, not yet.
If he comments on the video, I'll shout out to him next week.
He was going to.
So instead, I'm gonna throw my shout out to.
Give it time.
Okay, give me a second.
You want to find Allagash Black, right? Not Allagash White?
Yes, I want to find Allagash Black.
Damn.
Allagash White is like everywhere. Allagash Black is like nowhere. I guess I'll sell it to the Allagash Beer Company.
There you go.
Because, you know, I've been searching for your Allagash Black for forever, but apparently you don't ship it like fucking anywhere to like any distributor for some reason.
What is it? A porter? What is it?
I believe it's a stout.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a stout, and it's very good in my opinion because stouts basically come in one of 2 types.
Coffee.
They come in coffee or chocolate, and there are not a lot of chocolates, and there's a lot of coffees. Allagash Black is one of the few really good chocolate stouts I've ever found.
Okay.
So I absolutely love it, but I can find like nowhere that sells it. Basically, is the problem. But I love the Allagash Black. It is phenomenal. So shout out to the Allagash Beer Brewing Company. Sell more Allagash Black, please, specifically to me.
Or just send Nick free ones.
Yeah, or send me free ones, and I will continue to shout out for your company every single week.
So,
but drink responsibly.
Yeah. So that was episode 59, season 2, episode 2. Thank you for listening. I was Brandon. And
I am Nick.
And Alex wasn't here, and Jeffrey won't ever be here.
Jeffrey will never come back to us because he doesn't love us.